Super Mario Odyssey is here, and we've scoured high and low, seaside to mountaintop, giant stew pot to underwater kingdom to find out everything it has to offer. Turns out, a lot. So much so that it can be kind of hard to know what you should be doing when you first start. And it's easy to miss some of the little things that make these games special. So, to help out, here are 8 things you should definitely do in Super Mario Odyssey. You'll sometimes see this adorable dog in a fedora hanging out by various towns around the world. Much like dogs in Breath of the Wild, this pup can lead you to some excellent treasure if you stay around long enough, and he doesn't even need to be bribed with steak. However, while he may not be after any tasty treats, you can reward him by playing a little game. If you throw your hat around while the dog is nearby, he'll happily grab it and, like the good boy he is, bring it back to you. Too adorable. He's pretty talented too. He can even grab the hat in the middle of a full 360 spin. But there are limits to where he can reach. You can almost feel his frustration from here. I'm not sure if this is the event that triggers it, but not long after we played Fetch, I discovered that the dog is now a permanent resident of the Odyssey. Welcome aboard, Doge. If the pressure of rescuing the princess and saving the world is getting you down, why not take a leaf out of Link's book and shirk all your responsibilities in order to get in a bit of fishing? In certain spots throughout the world, Mario can hijack a Lakitu and take a breather on a fishing pond. The spoils usually aren't anything spectacular, a cheap here, a cheap there, but if you focus on the bigger fish, which you'll need to work a little bit harder to reel in, you can usually find something a bit more interesting. But honestly, the prizes you get are kind of secondary to the peace and quiet. Tucked away on a cloud, you can't be bothered by Goombas or any other kind of bad guy, and you can just listen to the lapping water and the Odyssey's excellent soundtrack to your heart's content. Oh, the princess, right. This is kind of an obvious tip, but it's good to know as early as possible that you should be working towards getting as many moons as you can, as early as you can. The threshold for how many moons you need to travel to the next world is usually quite easily met by sticking to the main objectives, but it pays off in the long run to take your time and hunt down extra moons on top of that to add to your overall tally. That's the number written on the side of the Odyssey. If you do want to find all the hidden stuff the game has to offer, you'll need to do this in the long run anyway, so get started early to save having to come back and grind later on. Plus, you can find so many moons by just looking around you. Not all of them will be hidden well off the beaten path. Another tip that kind of runs on from the last one is stick around. Don't leave a world immediately after you bested the boss and gotten all the moons you need to power up. When the next world becomes available, Cappy will definitely let you know, but the worlds can change drastically after that final boss battle. There might be new paths, new doorways opening up, new puzzles and challenges, and new characters to talk to. This is definitely a game you're going to want to savor, rather than rush straight through. Unsurprisingly, each world in Odyssey has its own recurring themes, characters, and creatures. Creatures in particular are worth paying attention to, as whatever new enemies you encounter in a world will almost certainly play a part in that world's final boss battle. It's helpful, therefore, to get as comfortable as you can with controlling captured creatures before you enter the boss arena. And while we're on the subject, don't be scared to spend time mastering Mario's new moves, like the roll and the hat jump. They're easy to forget about, and we kind of ignored them at first, but they are a lot of fun once you get to grips with them. Additionally, the motion controls for hat throws can be a little temperamental, but spin attacks and vertical throws in particular are useful skills to perfect. Every world has its own special costumes that can only be bought with that world's exclusive purple currency. You should buy the outfit fitting with that world's theme first. It's usually the cheaper costume available. This is because in every town you'll find a room that is only accessible if you're wearing that outfit. Some rooms will grant you a heart immediately, and others require you to complete a task, resulting in a lovely moon. But really, scooping up every costume the game has to offer is a reward in itself. Everyone is amazing. Be sure to buy the ones that appear in the regular coin shop too. Coins are in abundance throughout the world, so you'll be able to afford all of them as they pop up without any trouble. It's all about the simple pleasures in Mario Odyssey, and to that end, you should make sure and take a ride around New Donk City on a scooter. If nothing else, it's fun to pretend you're in a GTA game. Once you've done that, you can have a go at RC racing. Skills on the main street can pave the way to private racing in this members-only area. But if Wheels plus Mario plus you don't really equal a fun time, you can head to the desert world and ride a Jaxi instead. Fair warning though, these are way faster and way more unpredictable. A good method of getting safely over the purple poison bog though. Just be sure not to accidentally dismount. Not that we've done it or anything. Finally, if you get the chance, make sure and blast off in a rocket. These extra challenges tend to be a little more difficult than your regular side room, but honestly, it's all worth it just to see Mario's mustache on a rocket. Almost as good as seeing it on a stick, or a T-Rex, or a tree, or a Glidon, or a... well, you get the point. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, do check out our other Odyssey videos, including this spoilery one about why it's the most bonkers Mario game yet. Thanks for watching, and do subscribe if you fancy seeing more from Eurogamer. Bye!
Spaghetti. Ravioli. Mamma mia.